Good morning and welcome to Monday's English lesson. We are starting a new week and we are looking at adverbs today. Now we're going to look at what an adverb is, what they do to a sentence, how we use them, how to spell them, and then we're going to be starting creating some sentences involving them before we start building towards a bit of descriptive writing where adverbs will be really useful towards the end of the week. Now there's a couple of example adverbs on there. We've got happily, carefully, sadly, loudly, joyfully, angrily, quietly, carelessly, energetically, nervously, and if we were in class, we'd be asking, what do you notice? What have they all got in common? I mean, the obvious thing that always pops up is that these ones that I'm happening to use as examples all happen to have ly endings, but that's not always true for adverbs. So just something to be careful of, that one. A lot of the ones we'll use today, that will be the case, but it's just there are quite a few exceptions, and we'll see some more of those tomorrow. Now, the thing that they do all have in common is that they're all modifiers. They're all modifying a verb. So they're taking a verb and they're adding a bit of description to a verb in the way that an adjective describes the noun, an adverb describes or gives us more information about the verb. So we're going to look at these examples to begin. We've got the verb ran. So the sentence could be he ran towards the biscuit tin, or he ran, or she ran. By adding an adverb, we can add a little bit more meaning to it. We can add a bit more understanding of the verb ran and how it is to be used. So we could have quickly. He quickly ran towards the biscuit tin. Or he ran quickly towards the biscuit tin. So straight away, one of the nice, interesting things about adverbs is that we can use them before and after the verb, and it changes the meaning of that verb slightly. So suddenly ran quickly, we're telling us more about it. Interestingly enough, we could also do it with slow and make it into slowly. So he ran slowly. Now, just by changing the adverb, we've changed the sentence completely. He ran slowly away from the biscuits, or he ran slowly away from the crocodile. We can also put that one at the beginning of the sentence, beginning of the verb as well. So he slowly ran towards the crocodiles, or he slowly ran away from the others. It just changes the tone or the meaning of the sentence slightly. So an adverb has got a lot of potential impact they can have by just adjusting the verb slightly and giving us more information about it. Another one we could go for eating. There's all sorts you could do with eating, isn't there? We could have slowly eating cake, or eating pie slowly, or I don't know, hungrily eating. Doesn't always have to go immediately next to it. We could even have slowly he was eating the pie, because the slowly is still modifying the word eating. So they don't always just have to be next to each other. We're looking at a sentence and we're looking at which word in there is describing how the verb happens. So jumped, we could have, I don't know, he angrily jumped out of the plane, or he jumped bravely off the cliff, or he jumped into the swimming pool with anger at the beginning of it. So we could have angrily he jumped off the swimming pool, or bravely he jumped off the diving board. Lots of different options there. So looking at your task for today, to begin with, your first task is you've got some multiple choice questions and you need to find the adverb in the sentence. So we've got the horse jumped loudly, and you've got the options the horse jumped loudly. Which one of those is the adverb? So which one is describing the verb? Just like we did with noun phrases, the trick I think here is to find the verb first. So what word in the horse jumped loudly is the verb, is the action. So once you've worked out what the verb, which word in there is describing or giving us more information about the verb? Okay, we've got the boy angrily shouted, he muttered quietly, the duck aggressively flapped her wings, and so on. So we've got a few of those to have a look at. Part 2, you've got longer sentences. So again, look for the verb. There may be more than one verb in that sentence. So in this one, I know that we've got crumbled and dunked. We've got 2 verbs in there. So we're looking for which verb has got an adverb describing it. So what is the adverb describing a verb? Slightly longer sentences, they keep going. We've also got a little bit about spelling rules. Now, it's probably easier to read it on there. Basically, the majority of adjectives can be made into an adverb by adding ly to the end. However, if the adjective already ends in y, you must get rid of the y, change it to an I, and then add ly. So pretty becomes prettily, and so on. Slow, and then happy becomes happily. And that's that one. And then finally, the very last bit is you've got some sentences with blanks in, and all I'd like to see you doing is put an adverb into those gaps to make some interesting sentences. That's your task today. Have fun with it. We look forward to reading your interesting sentences at the end. Have fun, keep us entertained, and enjoy learning about adverbs.